Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for the third video. We're actually being consistent. So I want to make this video because school is literally at 3 days for me personally, and as a senior, I think I know just a little bit about school. Just a little bit. Don't mind my nails, they're all thick. They will be prepared for school though, so don't worry about that one. We will not embarrass ourselves on the first day. Gosh. But I just thought I would just do my makeup and then do some advice too, because period, why not? And so, honestly, I think I lost my stuff. I did not push it. So, for one of the first things I really want to get, because I got two sections. The first is academics, and the second is more like social things. You are going to school. I don't know if you forgot, so I'm gonna make sure I do academics first, because hello. So one of the first things, I am using my mirror, like my camera, like my phone for this. I don't have a second mirror, so I'm gonna keep looking off to the side because I'm using my phone to see myself. Anyway, for one of the first things, honestly, if you're going to procrastinate, please do it right. If you're going to procrastinate, please do it right. And I mean, you should know how long you think an assignment is going to take you. I mean, actually read the instructions. You'd be surprised how many people that don't. Read the instructions. I once had an essay that actually needed 6 different sources, and each of them had to be like some kind of education based, like .gov, .org, you know, things like that, like actually reputable sources and not just Wikipedia, which I mean, no one wants Wikipedia for a source, but that's not the point. The point is I had to actually like search for sources that actually made sense with what I was saying. And I didn't actually write the essay until the night of. However, I had all my sources, you know, like, so I wasn't completely just starting the night of, like some people I know did, and they did not do so well because it was a big fat essay where she asked for at least 3 pages. 3 pages are harder to write than you think if it's not just straight your opinion and you have to keep finding sources for each thing you want to say. So if you're going to procrastinate, do it right. Know how much you have to do, and at the very least prepare some of it. You don't have to do it, but prepare it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I never do my stuff like in advance. Why would I do that? I have more things I could be doing. My notes are over here, by the way. Ooh. The second thing, there are no names on a seat. So don't think someone's not gonna sit somewhere because they saw you sit there like the first day or second day. Honestly, one tip, you're not gonna look like okay, you might look like a loser, I ain't gonna lie, but it's worth it. Look like a loser for like the first like 2 weeks of school. Trust. Make sure you're one of the first people to get in that class. And yeah, it also looks good with the teacher because ooh, he or she, they're eager to learn, right? That's a good thing for you, but that's not why I'm saying it. It's more so because there are no names on seats. So just because you sat there and you plan to sit over there again doesn't mean they're gonna let you. In my junior year, which was last year, I accidentally went to the wrong, like my school has 4 buildings, and so I went into the wrong building, and so I went all the way to the 3rd floor and then found out I had to be at another, so I went all the way to the 3rd floor of that building, got there, and the only seats that were open were by people I didn't even like. And so I was like, okay, well, okay, didn't like is kind of strong. I just didn't really mess with them. But so with that being said, I suffered for like the first like 2 weeks because I didn't have anyone to sit. I had no one to talk to, and every time I walked in that class, it was dreadful because I didn't care for the people I sat near, right? And so that sucks because it's just like, dude, like you have to sit here for the rest of the year. Please find a seat you want. Thankfully, I had a cool teacher, so I was able to just, you know, go wherever I wanted. He didn't mind very much, and I ended up sitting near people I actually liked. But the point is that just get where you want to be and get there. I was supposed to do my edges. Whoops. Anyway, the point is, don't stall. Like, someone's going to take your seat because they don't care. You may not have the audacity, but they do. So just get there before they do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm one of them. I will take that seat. I don't like where I'm sitting. I am gonna take your seat. I'm sorry, queen, but I'm not suffering for the rest of the year. And honestly, I think everyone should think like that. Like, girl, this is a whole, like, not 365 days, but like a whole 9 months out of the year you have to be here, and you're gonna sit there and suffer for an hour and 30 minutes in that one class every time? Nah, you couldn't find me. That's hell for no reason. Ooh, another thing, AI is not your friend. She's not your friend. We all see when you use it. Like, I hate to be that one person. I've always been against AI, but that ain't the point. The point is that we all see it, and it's very clear. You're not gonna get away with it every time like you think you will. Like, I can understand using it to help you open up your essay or something, because like, essays can be hard. I personally don't find them that hard to write, because when I get a flow, I get a flow. But I'm also someone who actually likes to write, so there's that too. But hearing my own friends' like opinions and like hardships trying to write essays and stuff, I completely understand needing AI to help you out. That's not the problem. The problem is when you have to write your entire essay and then your professor can, well, professor or teacher, I take dual enrollment, so I have a couple professors, right? But it gets to a point. It gets to a point, and if you can't do it yourself, that's a problem. Like, at your big age, you should know how to start and end an essay. One thing I didn't write down, but I also feel like should be heard too, if your teachers tell you to put in an MLA format or any kind of format, maybe do that. Like, I don't understand, because me and my peers would have to peer review each other, and for some reason, the lady who asked for double spaced, like Times New Roman, like 12, like text size, and then this one guy would put it in like 18, like, I didn't even know you could triple space, but his stuff, for no reason, his paragraphs weren't indented. It was a mess. It's just like, yeah, you're gonna fail the class if you don't do the basics. Like, what? He also failed that class. I don't think I even have to say that. But last thing I have for academics, because I want to be more like, we've all heard the get good grades, you know, stay on top of it, but I feel like no one really talks about how to balance that, I guess. Like, it's like, I feel like sometimes it's more of just copy and paste, rinse and repeat, and it's not really like advice. It's just what you always hear. And this is stuff that I've learned personally, and one of the last things I learned academic wise was understand yourself. If you know you can't write 3 essays in a day, maybe use the time leading up to that deadline to start working on them. Don't just jump to the hangout that your friends planned out, because trust, it's fun until you realize you got a paper. Like, trust, it's gonna sit there and keep replaying in your mind how you got something to do, and then you can't have fun because you're too busy on being like, well, how should I start the thesis, which you wouldn't have to think about had you just started it before. You know, like, don't plan a hangout, don't go to a game, don't go on a date, don't worry about all this other stuff until you have your priorities set. And that's another thing, y'all need to work on your priorities, because I don't think high school is like that taxing. It's not that hard, but it's like, it can be hard if you make it hard, especially when people say your junior year is the hardest. My junior year was the hardest for the wrong reason, not because my classes were necessarily hard, it's because my teachers didn't care. But that's a different subject. The point is that it's only hard if you make it hard. So don't like push back these assignments for forever, and then like the week that it's due, if you're given a month to work on it, it's for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, they're not gonna just give you a month to like finish a crossword puzzle. Like, come on, get the work. Like, excuse me. Another thing around that subject as well is that friends are nice, but they're not gonna save your life. Like, I know a lot of people like to, ooh, I kind of stopped doing my makeup. Okay, hold on. I know a lot of people say that, you know, like doing like friend get-togethers and hangouts and like friend dates for like studying and stuff is nice. It is nice until you leave the hangout and realize you have yet to actually work on what you got there to do. I don't know if that was proper English, but it is nice until you notice that you're actually not getting anything done. happened to my sister, has happened to me. I have gone, oh God. I have gone in group calls with friends with the intention to study and then just didn't. Because who wants to study when you could talk? You know what I'm saying? Especially about things that you actually care about. Now we gotta repeat that. Hold on, I gotta laser focus in on this one. Hold on. Kind of. I'll take it. I didn't even bring wipes, so I can't restart if I wanted to. But that is pretty much all I had to say for the academic side. Like, I feel like you've already heard the other things. Like, I don't have to repeat it. But get good with your teachers. You know what they always say. Keep your grades up. Oh, I forgot this. Do well in the first half. So in the second half, you allow yourself to fail. Like, okay, not fail. Don't fail. Whoa, don't fail. But the point is, it's like, because the first stuff that you learn is going to be the easiest, and as you go forward, the stuff that you learned are building blocks for later on. So if you don't get the first, you're not going to get the second. So you can't just start off bad and think you're going to end good, unless you do some laser focusing in and really get that YouTube tutorial going crazy, like that Khan Academy, whatever else is supposed to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just expect that later on you're just gonna get it, because you're not. Because that's what the beginning was for. And if you didn't get it there, you're not gonna get it now. So it's like, do well in the first half so you allow room for failure. If you're going to not do so well, at the very least, getting like a C later on would only bring you down to an A- or a B than keeping you down at a D. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave room for failure. I do this all the time and it works. I promise. Like, in my biology for honestly sophomore and dual enrollment for both, but like my sophomore and junior year, I do not understand biology, and I don't think I ever will. And I don't plan to, because I'm not doing anything in the medical field. I'm not doing anything that needs biology, so I'm not going to do biology. Besides, I passed both those classes, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I have to take it again. I never will. You can't make me. But the point is that I did well in the beginning, so when everything started adding up and I had no clue what was happening and my teachers became a little less attentive, I was able to completely flunk that last test because I did so well before. Like, in no way am I telling you to just like do well so you can fail your last test and still get away with it. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like, they're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same. I didn't bring a wipe. Why didn't I bring wipes? I never do for some reason. Oh. I don't even know why I'm so worried about this, because it's literally, what? 6:24? I ain't going nowhere. Like, oh. They look good individually, but they don't match. You know, they're just gonna have to be close enough. But, yes. I forgot what I was so passionate about. But yes, do what I said. Now onto the more social side. I'm not gonna have any more makeup to do for the next of these tips, because all I have to do is color this in, and that's about all I do for makeup. And that's fine, because I love to yap. Like, scrape my eyelash off. Alright, ooh, it's coming in hot. It's how to cut people off. Now, I've had this issue, my sister's had this issue, other people I know have had this issue, so I know you have. How do you cut people off? Stop talking to them. Obviously, but how? You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's a lot easier to just say you won't, like to just not, than to actually do. So, this is what I do, and I've heard other people do this too, so like, it works. Trust it works. Slowly stop talking to them. Like, go from having full-on conversations with people to only giving them a hi. And hopefully they get the point. Catch the hint. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, if you're not confrontational, like, I'm not gonna just come up in your face and be like, I don't like you, stop talking to me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not particularly nice, but I'm not mean, you know? Like, I'm not gonna like hurt your feelings purposefully. Like, it's hot up in here. I'm not gonna hurt your feelings purposefully, but what I will do is set a boundary. And I'm a hugger. I hug all my friends, new and old, and I'll just stop hugging them. I'll go from like giving them a full-on hug to just a side hug to not hugging at all. I even get to the point where like I don't talk to them unless my friend is talking to them. Like, if I walk past them, I'll just walk past. Otherwise, if my friend is talking to them, I'll be like, oh, hi, and then just ignore their presence. It sounds mean, but you wouldn't be asking people how to cut people off if you didn't want this person cut off. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit there and be like, oh no, but that might hurt their feelings. Their feelings are the last thing we're worried about, because you're actively trying to cut this person out your life. You've already disregarded their feelings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already don't like them. So I'm not saying to like completely like rain on their parade and make them feel horrible, but you know, like, don't sit there and act like you want this person to stay around, because you don't care. Not anymore. Like, yeah, just slowly stop talking to them though. Distance yourself. It never hurts to distance yourself. But, and yeah, if they don't catch the hint, I don't know what to say, because the people I've had to do it against, they always got the hint. But most people aren't that dense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you stop talking to them, if you stop hugging them, you stop like really interacting with them all together. Like, this is one girl that I did cut off, and she's steady trying to follow me. She's like complimenting me, and I say thank you, but it's like you could, oh, that's what it is. You don't have to be nice, but you can be polite. You don't have to smile in their face and be like, oh my god, I love your outfit. But if they like compliment you, they say hey back, say thank you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be trash, but you can, I don't know, like, still interact. You're a social person. You're a person. You're a human. But don't be a prick. Like, come on now. Like, there's a line to draw. But then also, I actually had to learn this for myself, how to tell if someone's cool people. Because I always just kind of talked to whoever was near me, and if we hit it off, and we ran off into the sunset together. But I don't know, I guess I just attract cool people, but I do know how to tell if someone is cool, relationship wise, friend wise too. But I had to learn through relationships and not people, like friend people. And is that you look at the way they treat other people, because the way they treat other people is the same way they're going to treat you. If they're calling other people like mean names and they're constantly being like heavily childish, what makes you think they're going to be any different with you? Period. So I think that's my only thing. It's just like, see how they interact with other people. And one other thing is, if you hear horror stories, you know that saying, hear none of what you hear and only half of what you see? Believe a little what you hear, because not everyone's a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't tell you things to scare you, at least when it comes to other people. Like, my friend had a boyfriend, and this random girl came out of nowhere saying, oh yeah, he's a creep, you don't want him. And then it was like, okay, she was like, what? Like, what? I don't have lip liner, so I'm just outlining my lips with my darkest color. Don't mind me. But yeah, she was saying all that, and my friend was confused. Come to find out, he is a creep, and he's weird, really weird. People don't just say things. I mean, now you have to know where they're coming from, of course, but it's like, people don't just say things just to say it. They might be saving you. And honestly, whether it's true or not, you may or may not have dodged a bullet. And why go to find out, you know? My only thing is that if someone starts a rumor about you, or really anything, because I said the same thing about Diddy. Come on, let's be so for real. If you are in the situation where someone believes something about you, the fact that you can be accused of it at all, and anyone believe it at all, makes you a little weird. But not saying that it's true. But if you have done some weird stuff and people are finding you weird, it's just kind of like, okay, well, you did something weird, period. Like, I don't know. Like, so even though rumors are rumors because they're rumors, you know, like they're not completely always known to be true, that doesn't mean they're always wrong. So, you know, like let's be a little diligent here. If he's acting weird and people are telling you that he's weird, he might just be weird. I don't know, man. If it quacks, it might just be a duck. Ooh, and now this one is more specific to me because I'm the one that did this kind of thing. I don't know anybody else that does this. But don't start liking them because they like you. Let me looking at myself. Ooh, I look good right now though. Slay. Don't start liking them because they like you. Because I do that a lot too. Like, there's like a guy and he'll start being super sweet and all this other stuff. He'll start doing stuff for you and stuff. And then all of a sudden you think, oh, he likes me. So then you start looking at all the things that are good about him. And you start going like, huh, well, he might not be that bad. And you start liking him. Yeah, no, that's not how that works. Like, maybe don't like him because he likes you. Like him because you actually like him, you know? And I do find myself liking aspects about them. And then I get in a relationship with them. I'm like, I don't like you. I don't like you. Because there was this guy I had dated like literally not even 3 months ago. It was 5 months ago actually. I lied. Was it? I forget. You know, I don't even want to know. I just knew it was before his birthday, so it wasn't in May. But the point is that he's a really sweet guy. We've been friends since like freshman year. And so, yeah, don't date your friends. Don't date your friends. But we've been friends since freshman year. And so we kind of, like, he started liking me. And he didn't think I would like him back. So he just kind of like stayed on the cool. And then I was kind of getting hints that he likes me. And so I was like, huh. And so I started thinking about it. And I was like, oh, he might not be a bad boyfriend. You know, just kind of going like, fiending. And then I was like, huh. I didn't think about this. Because then I actually started dating him. And he started doing stuff that he never did when we were like just friends. That's another thing too. Didn't even mean to slip that one in there, but people, they start acting weird once they get with you. They say once they got you, they think it's over. You know, they don't have to keep going, or they just start showing weird qualities that you don't like and you've never seen them do before. Like, there was a time where I was just talking like this, and then he would just go meow 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 meow. Is that supposed to be cute? And I was like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, I'm just mocking you. I'm like, do you hear yourself? Like, do you hear yourself? Why do you think I'd find that funny? Like, okay, anyway, whatever you say. But it's also, guys do mature a lot slower than girls do. So of course I would have found that really childish, while he thought it was like peak humor. Anyway. One other thing that kind of ties into that as well though is set your boundaries immediately. Set them immediately before anything gets serious, or as serious as a high school relationship can get. You know what I'm saying? Which ain't that serious. Ain't that serious. But the point is like, if you don't like holding hands, let him know from the get-go. And if he's sitting there talking about something, oh, I'm okay with that, and then it bothers him later on, true story by the way, not by me, but it's true story. Yeah, maybe he's a liar. Like, but you can't say that's your fault. You told him you don't like hugs, you don't like holding hands. Back up. 6 feet, thank you. You know what I'm saying? It's not your fault, but set your boundaries immediately. Like, I was like, I don't text throughout the day, I'm busy. So I'll let you know that out the gate. So if you want to date me, I'm not texting you like at all from like the time I wake up until like 8 o'clock at night. I'm a night owl. But the guys I date are cool with that. And then they start popping up with some, oh, all we do is text at night. Yeah, I told you that was how that was gonna be. Maybe listen. One other thing though is that me personally, I'm celibate. I'm not doing none of that until I get married. So if you're going to Or if you're like me and you don't want none of that, you don't want to be serious like so soon anyway, tell him. Because a lot of people get into relationships thinking like that's one of the like pivotal points. I have an ex that like would not stop telling me, can I hit? No, ninja. Like, I done told you before we started dating, I'm not about that life. So if you want all that, you let me know so I can break up with you. You let me know. Like, what? We're also in high school. I ain't trying to get pregnant. Like that's side eye. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Anyway, set those boundaries out the gate, because they can't come back and say, well, I didn't know you didn't like that. Because they do, because you told them. Period. Like, anyway, my makeup is done, and that's all the advice I wrote down. And if I do feel some type of way later on, I'll probably record it and tell you. But that's all I got so far. It's Wallet for the Win, so you can never lose. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys actually got something out of it, because I know I had fun, so I hope you did too. Anyway, have a good day, and a good freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior year to you. Hopefully I get the same. Bye.